Okay, back with two tables of 10 and L Zoom. Haven't played a huge amount of Zoom since my last recorded session, but what I have played, probably won't be surprised to know, has gone pretty badly. But I'm persisting at 10 and L Zoom just because my spin and goes have been going quite well, so they've been paying for my fairly shaky beginnings at 10 and L Zoom. Now I'm wondering if I should tighten up. Like ace-8 of clubs, is this an open? Probably just about. Maybe we're going to have to tighten up a little bit because this is just happening a little bit too much. 8-9 of spades, I think we can defend here. And Queen 10 offsuit. There we go. Okay, well we do turn a flush. I will choose to check rather than always just lead. I think we'll go check and hope for a safe river. We get a pretty safe river and we're going to check calling. And he had 8-10. Now let's get a pair of tens. Well, at least we won a hand. Believe me, lately that's not happened too much. So it's a start, winning a hand. My 10 and L graph, practically like a ski slope, rapidly downhill. That's actually not quite true. It went down. I think it went down to about $70 very quickly. Then it went back up to 30. Then it swung back down to about 70. Over only about 4,500 hands, and a lot of that's variance. But I think looking at the hands that I've lost, I haven't noticed any like massive errors. At least what I think of as massive errors. But when you're losing, you can't help but feel that you must be doing something wrong. But it is a very small sample of hands, so not going to read too much into it. We have another spade draw, another small spade draw. And ace-10, it feels so weak to fold this, but I don't really out of position want to call. And so we are going to fold. Maybe that should be a 4-bet here. For this price with a 6 high flush draw, I guess we can call and proceed with caution. And now we can just fold. Queen 9, eh? What did the other guy have? They had the 5-3 of spades, so that would have been an interesting cut. I don't want to 3-bet this King Jack of diamonds, and I don't particularly want to call with it out of position. And we'll open up the Queen Jack. We might have to 4-bet if we get 3-bet by the button, because can't just keep forever raising and folding. Got no real stats on this guy. Wondering if we do go for a 4-bet. I hate doing it, 4-bet bluffing, because when I've done it recently it has not worked, but I just can't help but feel like I'm just raising and folding way too much. So I've either got to tighten up or I've got to start 4-betting a bit more. And we'll 3-bet with ace king on the button here. And if we get 4-bet here, we'll just be sticking it in. Get called, we get a pretty dreadful board. We'll go for a small c-bet. This has been another issue, just seemingly permanently sat with no hand, and it's really tough when you're permanently just hoping everybody folds. You do sometimes want to be value betting. And it's just not working out at the minute. This is just all that's really seeming to happen. And we'll squeeze here with the ace queen. I mean, Is he just going to always have a spade? Is there ever going to have a hand like pocket eights, no spade? I guess we can just go very small, trying to get him to fold out those types of hands, but this might just be optimistic. And we do get a nice board with the ace queen, and we immediately get check raised there, so that's immediately a disaster. I guess we can just go very small here with ace queen. This is sort of how it's gone. Like when we're hitting, we're making no chips, and when we're missing, the bluffs are just never working. Now maybe the ace king hand post flop, I can just start giving up rather than just blasting because the bets just aren't getting through. All in. God, if I had a slightly better, this feels like it almost might be a play with ace ten of hearts, but I'll throw it away. So maybe the ace king hand is just a mistake, just to bet the turn. I'm not sure. When what you're doing is, like I say, when what you're doing is just not working, I think you'd have to be a fool not to think that it's time to start changing some things. But with the ace queen hand, if I'm hitting, I'm not making any chips, and it's become a little bit weird, almost like my opponents can like just see what I've got. Okay, and we'll go for a check. Don't always have to see bet. We do actually have a flush draw. And against that sizing, clearly we don't want to be raising. Just want to call. Yet again, unless people are just way, way better than I'm expecting them to be, are they bluffing? We've got a flush draw, but it's... He could even have the ace-high flush draw, should we be stoned dead. We're going to check this board a lot over on the right. And now we're going to bet. We immediately get raised. This is getting really, really tough at the moment. And I just suspect I'm up against a set every time. I think I might have to call the one time, but every time I'm calling, I'm just losing. He can have a hand like pocket fives, maybe. And I'm expecting this just to be a set of sixes or a set of sevens or a set of fours. Like nothing else. Maybe pocket eights, but pocket eights bets the floor. It's just going to be a set. I don't know what is going on. I don't remember the last time I called somebody and they had anything other than exactly what I expected them to have. And this is just going to be a set. What hand plays like this other than a better hand than pocket nines? So I might have to move back down to 5NL because at the moment I am getting just mullered at 10NL. I just can't seem to get anything right at all. And I'm assuming these are not the greatest players in the world. I know I'm not a particularly good player, but when you're just getting hammered, it really doesn't feel good. I'm going to check here. I think this guy is going to say he's going to bet a lot. His VPIP is really high. We get two folds and we actually have hit something. I don't know. People watch, if anybody does watch, must know what it's like when you feel that you just can't win a hand. It's getting frustrating. And in the nines hand, what do you think he had? Do you think he ever has a bluff in that spot? I don't. I really don't. It's another pretty ugly looking board with my king five of diamonds. And here, I guess we'll check and just try and pick off a bluff. My raise on the left. And now because we're playing half a stack, I'm going to have to tighten up because I can't really 4-bet bluff. Not that I'm doing that much anyway, but it's no longer an option because of the stack size. Clearly not the board we were hoping for with pocket sixes, but I assume that it's going to hit us quite hard. With pocket eights here, given that we've got players behind us who could still shove, I assume this is probably just a fold. But my stats are really tight. Like at the moment I'm playing 16-14. Like that's really snug. And yeah, I seem to get 3-bet a huge amount. But there, in that spot there, that guy I don't think is ever doing that really light. He's got an under the gun raise at 2 calls. Like if he's doing that light, that would seem kind of kamikaze to me. I'm going to 3-bet with the ace jack from the small blind. Yeah, cool. If we get somebody chooses to 3-bet this raise this time, obviously we're just going to blast it in. Yet again, we just don't have a hand, and it's a really, really shitty board. So I'm not going to fold for that sizing. We could check raise here, but if he has a strong hand, surely he would bet larger. I think we are going to check raise. Yeah, I mean, it just feels like he's going to bet bigger if he has a strong hand there. It looks like he's just trying to get to a cheap showdown. Trying to get a bit tighter in certain spots, stuff like King Jack offsuit. I think I'm just going to start folding it. And tens, I guess we'll 3-bet the tens. Yeah, cool. Get the 1 over card. And we could probably just go ahead and see bet this with our range. Although this is the kind of hand I think if I had a 10 of spades, I might want to check this back. But you know what? Instead, we are going to check. We're not going to just bet willy-nilly. We'll check this one back. See if we can control the pot. We're going to have to call. I don't love it because he's got lots of hands like King Queen and maybe even like Ace Queen. Do we have showdown value? Is he going to bet like Ace Queen? I think we probably just have to check it and lose the Queen Jack. Pocket nines, okay. I'm getting nervous. I'm getting like monsters under the bed. Like every hand, I just think I'm going to lose. I think in that spot there, we made the maximum. Whether I played it correctly or not, I'm kind of unsure. King Queen, one of the weaker hands. I think I'm going to start raising under the gun. Apologies if the complaining or the whining is getting a little excessive. I'm going to try and work on that. Now, this guy across 150 hands has a 2% 3-bet. 2%. So I'm assuming then, someone who's not had a HUD very long, 2% is very low, so it's something we're just going to have to fold. Okay, well, 5. Ace queen against another gun raised, playing half a stack. I think we'll just go for something slightly different. We'll go for a call. And we whiff. We'll float one. Now, if this guy has aces or kings, surely he would raise pre. So we should have the best hand on this board. We're just going to size this. So this gives what's 32. Yeah, I think this is about right. I think he's going to have like tens and jacks quite a lot. Immediately fold. All right, well, at least we win the pot. I was kind of hoping he would keep calling there because I didn't see any way that my queens weren't winning. Now, this hand here with the fours is hand I usually fold, but it's not a particularly big 3-bet. This guy has such a tight, he's got such a low 3-bet percentage that this is so often going to be a very strong hand. If we can catch a 4, we're often going to win a big pot. Now we've got, just going to have to throw it away. And yeah. Yeah, I mean, we could try and blast him off it, but I'm not going to. I just played that to try and hit a 4 against someone who's playing very tight. Could have gone for the squeeze with the ace-jack. Like I said, I'm trying to be a little bit more cautious. Yeah, we'll mix it up. This time we'll go for a check back with our ace-10. We don't always have to continuation bet. Sometimes we want to just check and now just call and then call pretty much all rivers. 15, like really? Does anyone ever have a hand like 5-6 or 6-8 that they're just bullshitting with? No, just the nuts. Why not? I just got to start folding. Like on those kind of spots where people could have all sorts of bluffs, they just don't have them. And again, my opponents have a super strong hand. Ah, Jesus. We'll 3-bet and we'll happily get it in with 8s against this guy because his stats are pretty much insane. Over a reasonable number of hands, he plays a huge number of pots. Maybe the ace-10 there against an overbet on the river is just a fold. It just feels sort of wimpish to play it that way. And ace-jack, and this many people in the pot, I would usually check in the spot. In this particular situation here, I think we're going to be happy to check raise this and get it in. Although my hand kind of looks like what it is. I think we're happy to with some dead money in the pot. Then we could have like king 10 of spades, that'd be great. And clearly we're just going to have to shove it in. Just have king 10 of spades. Yes, wow. Did not expect that. That was nice, wasn't it? He must have had a hand like king 10 of spades. I was just doing that and just going to get it in on any turn, so the fact that the SPR there was so small didn't matter. King Jack of clubs. This doesn't play very well against a guy who's three betting from second position against under the gun razor, and that makes it easy for us. We'll just throw it away. Might get a chance to see what cards people have got. Okay. I guess we have a three bet here with ace queen. We're going a little bit larger because we are deep. He just shoves all in, and I've got virtually no hands on him. I guess sevens is just going to have to be a fold. Kind of sucks, but and again over here we're just getting four bet. I don't know. Is this are people just so good that they can see that you don't have a hand? When I've done this and gone all in, if I could look at the hands I've got in my um, poker tracker, it's just kings, ace king, aces. I just don't think this is a bluff, and the guy's stats look perfectly normal, so I guess we're just going to fold. And with jacks here, it's quite a lot. It's a squeeze. I think we are just going to rip with this particular stack size. And ace king, do I want to cash out? 57%, yeah, we make some money if we do, so I will. It's cost me, but you do make some chips. I think we started the hand with. We start the hand with. Yeah, so we made about 9 big blinds on the 9 big blinds. It's feeble, but maybe that's something I have to stop doing. I've got to just start not cashing out, just taking the variance. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just excessively wimpy. Ace king suited on both tables, and I think this is an okay hand just to check back here. And we get flush draws on both tables. We'll bet small here, and we'll bet small here too. We'll miss on the right, and we'll hit a good card on the. Now check this back, and he's got king queen. Okay, and just bet on the left with our ace king with the flush draw. And we've got to call. But I think we're going to need to hit a heart. I don't think we win unless we make our flush. Well, we now beat king 10. Well, we have to call, I think, but we're just going to be up against a set all the time, aren't we? Yep, it's the same old thing. This is just getting tedious. I'm going to have to stop bothering. It's just a waste of time. I'm going to sit out on this table and call it a session. It's getting a little bit tough. I know that I'm up, but this all anybody ever has is a set. I don't think I've seen a single bluff the whole fucking time I've played, and I can't win. And look over here, we've got a straight, and he'll bet, and he'll just straight away fold. All right, so that's the session over. Another losing session. We're down what? I don't know, about $7. It's getting tough. Not really sure what I'm doing wrong. The ace king of hearts hand there. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to just fold the river? Am I supposed to just say it has to be a set of sevens or a set of tens or a set of deuces and it just literally can't ever be anything else? If it is, then this is borderline pointless playing just because no one's ever bluffing. We're sat here playing our cards. We're not really playing poker if no one ever has a bluff. All right, my whinge-a-thon is now over. If anyone can bear to listen to it any longer, or has bared to listen to it to this point, I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm not at the moment, and I don't know if it's going to turn around, but hey, I remain hopeful. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.